Hey guys, Sundown here. This is going to be my chapter review to Nanatsu no Taizai 274, The Fallen Angel of Despair, Mael. Now this was a really short chapter, like 13 pages, maybe 14 pages, and one that will probably feel better when it's read not week by week, but more in quick succession, you know, when the Seven Deadly Sins is finished. But yeah, it was a really weird chapter. A chapter I actually liked, but there's not too much to talk about. This will be pretty short. So we start the chapter with Gowther walking over to where Mael is, announcing to everyone his true identity. And the goddess symbol, as Gowther says, it's the goddess symbol, awakens in Mael's eyes as he kind of reestablishes his own mind in his own body again. We'll come back to that. So we'll go back to it almost instantly. So we go back through a series of flashbacks from Mael. And the first one, he's introduced to Elizabeth, Sariel, and Tarmiel. And Tarmiel seems to understand Mael, you know, how he wants to be someone his brother can be proud of, Rudusiel. While Sariel picks on him and calls him spineless, comments on his hair and how it's frizzy, and he says no matter how much you look like Rudusiel, you're still spineless and stuff like that. But the comment he makes about his hair, Elizabeth then goes on to say, nah, actually I think it suits Mael, and he's just there, you know, his face is set aflame because he's blushing, and I think this is where his love for Elizabeth is ignited. So the second flashback is a very familiar one, and I think a lot of people would have recognized it. It's when we see Rudusiel accompanying Mael whilst he kills some grey ashen demons, and what we've seen before is Estarossa accompanying Meliodas while Estarossa killed some goddesses. And this is where originally Meliodas told Estarossa that he guarantees that he would one day become strong. But in reality what happened was Rudusiel tells Mael that he will one day become strong, he guarantees it, and he will one day surpass Rudusiel. So I think we've already been told that Rudusiel was actually, like, he may be a weird treacherous looking dude, but I think he's actually a very good older brother to Mael. So just something to note there. Now this is where Mael then tells us of how his brother told him that the culling of demons was a justice unto the souls of these demons, freeing them from the filth of their flesh. And Rudusiel, if anything, like I just said, he's a good older brother, but he's a psychopath for sure. That's different. But so then we kind of realize that Mael has killed an uncountable amount of demons, and then through this Mael eventually became one of the four archangels, the Angel of Death. A very cool kind of I forgot what the word is, title, you know, there's a word I'm looking for here, but a title, let's just go for title. So he mentions the demon clan feared him, and this is an important point. With Mael alive, the goddesses felt that victory was a given. They were sure they were going to win against the demon clan just because Mael was alive. And this would suggest that they believed that Mael could take on anyone within the demon clan, including Meliodas, and possibly just at high noon, but they know that, or they feel that Mael could have taken Meliodas on at some point in the day. And I think that's got to be high noon. So at his peak, Mael might have been stronger than Meliodas back then, 3,000 years ago. So Mael then talks of how Rudusiel was proud of him, but Elizabeth still chose Meliodas over him. We see him creeping on them whilst they kiss at Heaven's Theatre. A bit creepy, but you know, it's one of those things. However, this was also the precise moment where Gowther's magic kind of took effect, and Mael became Estarossa just like very quickly, like Thanos' click. This part of the chapter can then be interpreted in two ways. The first way is either Mael is gaining his memories back and he's kind of narrating over them in the present time as his memories return, or he was conscious through the whole 3,000 years that he spent in the guise of Estarossa, in the persona of Estarossa, and he was just kind of viewing what Estarossa would do, what this persona of Estarossa would do while he was in the background screaming in his mind. And I think this latter point is true. I think it might be the one that's right. I think he was conscious the whole time. So then we get Estarossa specifically, not Mael at this point. It was Estarossa talking about how he killed Mael, how he dedicates this kill to his father, the Demon King. And all the while, Mael is crying out mentally, not aware of the magic which has cursed his existence at this point. Estarossa then cuts his hair short, the hair that Elizabeth said suited Mael, and you know that was possibly where he started to like Elizabeth. Estarossa then loses his wings as the supreme deity, I think, takes back the grace she had bestowed upon Mael, thinking him dead. This is what I assume anyway, unless Gowther's magic is so deep that the grace left Mael because the grace itself thought that Mael was dead, and because Mael was now Estarossa, the Grace was like, I wasn't given to Estarossa. That's not the deal. We didn't sign that on the contract. So the Grace left Estarossa because he wasn't Mael anymore. That one sounds a bit more dodgy. I think the Supreme Deity just sponged out or siphoned out the Grace from Estarossa because Mael was dead, or she just took the Grace back because Mael died. So we then see Estarossa given his brother's commandment of love by the Demon King, all while Mael screams against it, not wanting to leave the Goddess clan permanently because of his ingestion of a commandment. He then proceeds to kill an uncountable amount of goddesses, kind of like for like, all while conscious in his mind, screaming. And by this point, I was feeling pretty bad for Mael, and I wouldn't mind one bit if he killed off Gowther. I forgot to turn off my fan actually, so if you can hear that in the background, I apologize for that. It's kind of too late into the review to turn it off now. So Gowther has always kind of been my least favorite sin, especially due to the memory loss issues he was responsible for. And I've never really been a fan of the what are emotions trope in manga anyway. You know, that character who's always been like, what are emotions? I'm going to investigate what emotions are. I've never been a fan of that guy, and Gowther is that guy, and he's also been responsible for the memory issues, and he's also now been responsible for basically ruining Mael's life. Even though he saved multiple millions of lives, he did just like ruin one, like at the cost of millions. It was a good, I credit Gowther for doing that, because many more people would have died from every clan. However, Mael was still kind of, he was the only individual really who was who bore the brunt of the after effects of the magic. You know, his entire life has been destroyed just because millions of people didn't want to die. So I understand that Gowther, from Gowther's point of view, from everyone else's point of view, it should be that Gowther made the correct decision. But now it should be Mael's turn to kick the living shit out of Gowther for having done that to him. I would be pissed if I was Mael. So we come back to the present, where Mael is close to losing his mind. He's crying tears of regret and anger after having killed his own brethren, as well as innocents and the like. He looks for someone to blame, cue Gowther, who steps in and asks to be destroyed. I think he actually asks. Let me just check. Yeah, he says, so destroy me. Yeah, so he actually asks to be destroyed. And this is the disturbing part of the chapter, because Mael's eyes change. While his right eye remains the normal goddess kind of eye, the symbol of the goddess clan within it, his right eye blackens over like those of the demon clans. So this could be a result of the commandments he's taken in, and suggests he may be more of a problem in the later chapters to come. But the questions are, and the reason why this chapter was a bit weird was because it was just showing us basically the reaction we all had last chapter, but Mael having that same reaction kind of. It was weird. It was basically seeing Mael react the same way the fans did, so it wasn't really adding anything to the story, but we did kind of need to see, because it's not like Mael would return and then just be cushy with everything. He needed to have this reaction, so it was a chapter we needed, but not a chapter we would have wanted. And the questions still remain the same. Will Mael side with the Archangels once again? Will Sariel and Tarmiel team up with him? Or is he too broken, too far gone, and will he try to kill everyone? Will Bon and Wild pop up with Emo Leotis? And will they fight off Mael or something like that? I have no idea where this is going, but the questions remain the same as the questions I asked at the end of last chapter. So let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. I thought it was alright, but it wasn't as good as what I was expecting, just simply because it was a reactionary chapter from Mael, and really something we've already kind of seen in our heads before, because that's the way everyone reacted last chapter in terms of the audience. So let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of this review. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in a bit.